Hello guys, once again welcome back to Forensic Science lecture number part 2. In this lecture we will be discussing about POCSO Act. So what is POCSO Act, why we need, what kind of help we get from this POCSO Act. So let us start. POCSO stands for the Protection of Children from Sexual Offence Act. It is a kind of legislation enabled in India to protect the children from sexual abuse and exploitation and harassment. It was a law passed in 2012. Its aim to provide robust legal framework to address sexual crimes against children, ensuring their safety and access to justice. Right? Reporting of offense, protection of children's identity. Special courts makes this act child centric. It involves prevention of child sexual abuse, protection of children who have been abused, punishment of offenders to serve as a deterrent. Types of offenses covered in POCSO Act. So there are many types of harassment or abuse or assaults that have been covered in the POCSO Act. First one is sexual assault. Sexual assault, any form of physical contact with a child with sexual intent. Second one is sexual harassment. It includes non physical acts such as verbal sexual advances, explicit sexual communication, or acts intended to arouse sexual feelings in the child. Third one is pornography. Creation, distribution, and possession of a child pornography is criminalized under POCSO Act. Child trafficking. The act of trafficking a child for sexual purposes is also covered. Use a child for pornographic purposes. This include any act of forcing or coercing a child into pornography. So these are some types of offenses that covered in the POCSO Act. First one is sexual assault, any kind of physical assault. Second one is sexual harassment, any non-physical kind of acts harassment such as verbal sexual comments. Third one is pornography, forming of films on pornography, that is called creation, distribution, and possession of a child. Fourth one is child trafficking, trafficking of a child for sexual purposes. Fourth one is child for pornographic purposes. Now come to punishment and victim compensation. What kind of punishment given to the victims and what kind of compensation that has been given. The first one is sexual assault. Punishment for sexual assault under POCSO Act can range from a minimum of 3 years to maximum of life imprisonment depending on the severity of the offense. So it is important that in a sexual assault condition, punishment for sexual assault under POCSO Act can range from minimum 3 years, at least 3 years. If it is a kind of penetrative sexual assault happens, this crime is punishable with a minimum of 7 years in prison, extending up to a life imprisonment. Third one is child pornography. Creation, distribution, or possessing a child pornography carries severe penalties, including imprisonment for up to 5 years and a fine. Victim compensation. The Act also provides compensation for to the victims of sexual offense in addition to the punishment for the offenders. This can include medical and psychological assistance. So these are the kind of punishment and the compensation which is given to the victims and the punishment given to the offenders. So these some kind of punishments are sexual assault, penetrative sexual assault, child pornography, and victim compensation. A minimum of 3 years and to a maximum of life imprisonment in the sexual assault, minimum of 7 years and extending up to a life imprisonment in the penetrative sexual assault, and imprisonment of 5 years and a fine in child pornography and victim compensation. Hope so you have understand. So thank you so much for watching this video.